I'm going to just warn you guys straight up, right? This is going to ruffle some feathers, and we're okay with that.
Yeah.
But just hear us out. Just hear us out. If you're offended,
just give us a moment.
Just, sometimes when you're offended by things, you need to look internally and see what is the chord that was struck in this with me. Like, why is this hitting me so hard, or why is this making me so uncomfortable?
That's a great point.
It might not be directed at us. Just to remind you, and look, we'll take the heat. I don't care. But
and from personal experience, when something kind of rings your bell like that, it's because deep down, some of it's true.
Because if somebody says something to you that you truly think is ridiculous,
you're not going to care.
You don't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
It's when you have that urge to lash out, that you got to look in.
Something might be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, welcome back to another episode of the Married with the Mugicas podcast. We are Richard and Hailey Mugica. We've been married for 12 years. We have 4 kids, run a home-based business. We homeschool. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Lots of home things happening in our life.
All the good stuff.
All the home things. And our slogan on this show is building a marriage you love coming home to, because home is ultimately it's your family and it's your marriage. And we want that to be a place that you thrive and that you love and enjoy.
Yes. By the way, I have to say that slogan is fire.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. Okay. So last week on the podcast, we talked about,
what did we talk about?
What was it? It was something about kids.
No.
Yes. Yes. It was healthy marriage produces healthy kids.
That's right.
What we talked about.
That's right. Man, it's crazy how it's like you lose it after a week.
You forget in a week. But it was a good one. It was a fun one.
It was a fun one.
And today's, I think, will be a really fun one, too. But before we get into today's episode.
Very fun today. You're going to love it, guys.
Yes.
You're going to love today's episode.
Before we get into today's episode, let's talk about our week. Did you have anything exciting this week?
We had a lot of exciting stuff this week. Well, mainly because of the big move to the new house. Mm-hmm. So we've been getting the house ready, decorations, now with Christmas here. I mean, we did it in the middle of a crazy season.
Yes, we always do.
So it's Harbor's birthday. It's Armour's birthday this month. We have Thanksgiving coming up. By the way, we're going to have Thanksgiving at our house.
This is my first time ever hosting Thanksgiving. We're going to have about 20 people.
And it just happens to be like 2 weeks after we moved.
Of course. Why not?
Yeah, why not? So we have that going on. We got the decorations going on. We got work being done at the house. I mean, we are moving.
Which, okay, I'm going to tell you.
We're moving.
Next week, we're going to do an episode about hospitality.
Oh,
because I think it's really important, and it's something that I've actually done a lot of work in, not in the sense that like I'm this fantastic host, because I have a lot to learn there.
Yeah.
But the heart behind hospitality. We're going to talk about that with all the holiday seasons and stuff coming up. That's going to be next week.
So you know what? If we're going to do that, again, I don't think we're going to be able to read this book within a week, but there's a book called Unreasonable Hospitality.
Ooh.
And it's by a guy that started a Michelin star restaurant.
Okay.
And he goes over this hospitality concept. I heard it's one of the most phenomenal books
I can read
ever.
it in a week, I promise you.
Yeah, you could. I can't. I read so freaking slow.
Okay, I'm gonna read that this week.
Unreasonable Hospitality.
Okay. There you go. Tune in next week for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
But so a lot of stuff. Yeah, anything on your plate? What do you think?
Well, I don't know how ready you are to talk about this.
Okay.
I don't know. The last time we teased big news, it might have been a little bit like, really, that was a big news, because it was really only like our big news.
Big news.
We have really big news, like really big news that is geared towards the audience, not geared towards our life. And I'm so excited. So I don't know how much you're ready to talk about it yet.
Yeah.
But it's so exciting and so cool. And I'm so excited.
Well, I mean, here's the gist of it, right? So like at the core of why we do this podcast is because we want marriages to literally thrive, right? We want marriages to grow. We want them to get stronger. We want society to get stronger. And we think it starts with marriage. And so we're coming out with something that we believe will help marriages grow and stay strong and, weather the storms. And, because as we talk about it, marriage kind of drifts a little at a time. It's not like this one huge event where it's like, oh my gosh, this happened and I hate you. Like that doesn't happen. But it's more so, it's the conversations not had. It's the little things unsaid. It's the little things that day to day that you just go unnoticed. And now all of a sudden the mountain piles up. So we want to stop that for good. And we're coming up with a solution to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the thought process behind it.
What do you think? Do you think next week we'll be ready to tell them?
Oh man, I don't think so.
I
mean, well, until like we start rolling it out to users and stuff, I would say a month.
Okay, so by Christmas. Maybe
I would
it would
say
be a great Christmas
say
gift.
by Christmas, by the new year, for sure by the new year.
Okay, let's aim for Christmas.
Right now we're kind of working on we're tweaking it. We're trying to make sure, and again, when we launch it, we'll get a lot of good feedback too, hopefully.
But you guys are going to love this. Richard's been working really hard. It is so cool. And it goes like really well, really hand in hand with something that we talk about a lot.
Oh yeah, for
so
sure.
I'm so excited, and it looks so good.
Yeah, let's do it.
So that's a little teaser. We'll continue to tease it for the next couple weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
And then one other thing I wanted to address is that last week, if you listened to last week's episode, the content on the episode was so good. But I was sick when we recorded last week. So even it's like I've gone back and like watched some of the reels and stuff that have been posted. I'm like, man, my voice is rough. So my voice is a little, I still have a little bit of this cough. My voice is more back to normal.
Get those
Thank
coughs
goodness.
that linger.
I don't know if everybody gets this. You don't get it. So
I
it
don't
must
get
not be
it.
everybody.
No, I don't get it.
When I get a cold, I'll have a cold for like a week and then the cough lasts for freaking ever.
Yeah.
So now this cough is part of my
And I'm going to
personality.
give myself a huge pat on the back. I know we got to get into the podcast,
Yes,
but
we do.
my big pat on the back is this. You got sick for the first time ever where I didn't get sick.
I know.
And you are never sick where I don't get sick.
Never.
It's like I'm sick first and then maybe I get you sick, or if you're sick, then I get sick. I've been good and
Yeah,
solid.
it's amazing. I can't believe
so
it.
I'm going to give my immune system a huge pat on the back.
Let's give him
And
immune
I think I
system a
deserve
pat on the
some
back.
praise, for this.
Yes, you worked really hard on that.
I worked.
Okay, so why don't you tell the audience a little bit about our episode today? Because I feel like
geez.
you've fleshed this one out a little bit more than I have. So you introduced
Man,
today's topic.
You're going to put the pressure on me today?
Yes.
Well, okay, so it's going to be geared towards more of the women side, okay? And as we were talking about it, I think this episode is going to talk about, really, this is my thought process. I want women after this episode, moms, mothers, to feel very confident in what they're doing in the house. I want them to know that they are valued. The God-ordained mission that God gave women is enough, and to be confident in it, and to really know that they are doing a mighty work, and they don't need anything else than that, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
And so I think if that's what this episode does, it leaves moms, what am I thinking? Moms and mothers and wives, that's the other one. Wives in this comfortable spot where they just feel like, man, I needed this. I feel refreshed. I feel reminded. I feel like I'm on a good path right now. I think that would serve its purpose.
Okay.
So,
And maybe it'll challenge some women of, maybe I've lost my way a little bit here and I need to course correct.
Yeah,
And the
100%.
cool thing about being human is that we can do that.
that's right.
So
Yeah, that's right.
very
Anything
cool.
you'd add to that? Or
I'm just really excited to get into it. I love this topic. I'm going to just warn you guys straight up, right? This is going to ruffle some feathers and we're okay with that.
Yeah.
But just hear us out. Just hear us out. If you're offended,
just give us a moment.
just, sometimes when you're offended by things, you need to look internally and see
Yeah.
what is the chord that was struck in this with me. Like,
Yeah.
why is this hitting me so hard? Or why is this making me so uncomfortable?
That's a great point.
It might not be directed at us. Just to remind you, and look, we'll take the heat. I don't care. But
Well, yeah.
It
And from
might-
personal experience, when something kind of rings your bell like that, it's because deep
There's a
down,
reason.
some of it's true.
because if somebody says something to you that you truly think is ridiculous,
You're not going to care.
you don't even think twice about it.
Yeah. Don't even
It's
think
when you
twice.
have that urge to like lash out that you got to look
Ooh,
in.
Something might be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a reminder. Again, we'll take the heat. I don't care, but
Oh, yeah. That's it.
might be wrongly placed.
How are you going to start it out?
Oh man. So I think the first thing that we're going to start with
Yeah.
is I heard this really, really, really interesting stat on Live Free with Josh Howerton
Oh, good dude.
this week. He did a podcast that was so interesting. But one of the things he talked about was how if we look at Gen Z, which is like, what is that? 18 to 30 or something like that?
Something probably around the. No, that should.
No, millennials are us. Gen Z's Braden.
So 35 and younger, 20 to 35 is probably. Oh no, maybe it's 25 to 40 is millennials.
Something. I don't know. But
So
Gen Z
is-
specifically, which is
yeah.
I know is like 18
The
to
one
something.
behind us, and we're
The
37.
one right behind us.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Well, I'm 36. You're 37. No, I'm joking. Hailey's 36. Yeah.
But they did a survey of Gen Z women.
Yeah.
And what was the number one thing they thought was important for their life, what they were focusing on? The number one thing for Gen Z women was like mental health or something.
Ooh.
And the very last thing for those women was having children. And then they pulled that same generation of men. And for men, the number one thing was to have children.
Wow.
And mental health was like way down at the bottom of the list. I don't think it was last, but it was like you had to scroll way down to find mental health for those people.
Wow.
For women, the second to the last thing was marriage.
Wow.
And then for men, that was the number two thing.
So one was kids for men, two
Number
was
one was
marriage,
kids, two was
and then
marriage.
the least two were kids and marriage for women. So talk
Yes.
about being on opposite spectrums.
Opposite spectrums.
Oh my gosh,
and
it's crazy.
And the reason I think that chart was so interesting is because of the lies that the world has told women that have not benefited them. Because then if you look at this other chart of women that purport to be the happiest,
I know it's opposite.
It's women with children that are married.
Yes.
And so
yeah, I was just looking this up today, actually.
It's this bill of goods that these young women are being told that are going to drive them into the ground, and they don't even see it coming.
Yep.
And I think a huge responsibility that us as millennial women have is I don't think we've done a good job of portraying motherhood to the generation after us. And I think we bear a huge responsibility for that. Titus 2 is all about the older women ministering to the younger women and coming up alongside them. And we've not done a good job with that. We have dropped that ball in a massive way.
That's a big one.
And
that's a big one. Yeah.
If you think about most of like the motherhood content you see on social media, a vast majority of it is this hot mess culture where I can't get a minute and my hair is a mess and I'm wearing sweats with spit up on them. And that's a reality of motherhood, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be the full picture. And nobody looks at that and thinks, oh, I want to be a hot mess too. You know, like we have to be willing to portray motherhood in a way that shows the younger generation that there is so much value here, and there is so much peace here, and there is so much worth and so much good in raising up these people that share half of your DNA and half of the person that you love. It's the most incredible gift.
It's the most incredible gift. It's like the best work on earth, man.
It is, but we've not messaged it well. And so I wanted to start there and then see where you want to go from it.
Well, I mean, that's heavy.
It's huge.
I mean, so here, just to hear what I'm hearing is that the two things that make women thrive are the two things, at least for Gen Z, that they want the least of. And so you're talking about a generation of women that are literally setting themselves up for a miserable life.
Yes. Well, okay.
I mean,
you found that other chart today.
Okay. Well, I was going to say this. I mean, now that we're talking about data, I didn't know we were going to start with data, but that's
data's a good place to start.
Yeah, data is a good place to start. Well, here's something fascinating to go along with what you said. As I was doing research, since now they saw a huge spike with women with anxiety and depression rates starting from 2017 and on and upwards. And I started thinking about that. I'm like, okay, well, how long has this culture of, hey, women have to start being like men? You know, you got to go out there, you got to provide on your own. You don't need a man. You need to make sure that you can be independent of the man. You need to make sure you can do what a man does. I mean, this is a big narrative. Now, did it start in 2017? I don't know.
Well, no, it didn't.
Yeah.
I think it started with the feminism movement.
Yes.
Which, okay, the first wave of feminism, I can get behind. Women have the right to vote. Cool. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
They say now we're in the fourth wave of feminism. And the fourth wave of feminism, ladies, is bogus.
It's a fourth wave.
It's where we are now, where it's women have to go. There's nothing that, like, there's no law in place that constricts a woman from doing whatever the heck she wants to do.
Yeah, for sure.
The only thing that is going to constrict you from doing whatever the heck you want to do is your biology.
Yeah.
You can fight against that all you want. It's going to make you miserable. But there is no law on the books that says that you can't go do whatever the heck you want. So what are you marching for?
Yeah, what are you marching for?
What are you adding this feminism to your identity for? It's not necessary. And like, I'm sorry, I will not respond to a single comment about the patriarchy, and I won't respond to any of it because I think it's so stupid.
What's the patriarchy?
The patriarchy is the idea that like the world was set up by men for men so that women can't succeed. It's a way of playing the victim for your lack of success. I'm sorry. Take some ownership. You can do whatever the heck you want, but you shouldn't always. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah. I just, I find it so sad. And look, I was very shocked by this because for the longest time when I was diving into this data, I thought it was the men that were kind of more depressed and more anxious and more. But the more and more I dive into the research, it really seems like obviously men are at war, but really now the women are like big time. And they have these two battles. I mean, I can only imagine you have these two battles. You have this battle inside you that is God-ordained, right? Where you want to be the nurturer. You want to have all these kids. You want to take care of stuff. You want to see things grow. You want to come alongside of stuff and support it and be there in those moments, right? But then you have this other voice that society's telling you every single day that you can't do that. Like, you shouldn't do that. You need to go against that because if you do that, you're vulnerable. Now you're at the mercy of somebody else. Now you're at the mercy of, the man or whatever it might be. And it's robbing, man. It's robbing women of joy, of happiness. And I don't know. I actually talked to a buddy. We had a conversation about this, but they're married. And he was just telling me about how, like, man, I really wish, and we were talking about this, right? I really wish that my wife didn't have to work. Mm-hmm. And I started diving into that. I'm like, well, why do you say that? He's like, wow, look, we're struggling to have kids. And one thing I know about my wife's work right now, it's very stressful. Like, it puts a lot of stress on her. And that stress is not good, obviously, for having kids. It's not, it doesn't produce an environment. Look, if you're already struggling to have kids, more stress is not going to help the environment. Right. And so he's just like, I really wish she didn't have to do that. And he was also talking about how his wife deals with stress and anxiety and all this stuff. But I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, it's because her God-ordained, what she wants, she's struggling to have, But at one side, she's like, she wants to move forward in her career. She's moved jobs 3 times because she keeps moving up in the organization. Mm-hmm. So she's got these 2 battles, but the one that, she wants, she's not able to.
Well, and I think in that
pursue.
Situation too, there's this fear of like, okay, I really want this thing, but I might not ever get it. So I have to do, so like there was somebody else very close in our life that struggled to have kids for a long time.
Yeah.
And she always used to joke that she wasn't going to have kids. She was just going to start a dog rescue organization. She was just going to have hundreds of dogs on this big property. Like that was where she was like, because I think women, especially when they're struggling to have kids, and that's really what they want, and that's what their heart wants, but they know they might not get it, and they don't have control over that, and they really might not be able to do it. They've got to put their focus somewhere else where they can be happy, because you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That's a really scary one to just like.
Yeah, it is. It's very scary. And, I'm going to call it the men a little bit. I don't think men have done a good job at cultivating the woman's role either.
No, they haven't.
Because, there's been a lot of conversations where men will be like, hey, look, bills are tight. I need you to get to work, girl. Like, yeah, we have kids, but you need to help with the finances. And I'm sorry, look, as a man, that is your burden to bear. That is your burden. And it's your job to support that, right? Mm-hmm. And so, look, as soon as you just burn the boats and say, my wife ain't going to work, like she's going to do her God-ordained mission with the kids, with the family, supporting me, building our vision together, but the finances are on me. Once you burn that bridge, you find solutions.
You find a solution.
The solution will come because now the job opportunities, you're not going to take the same ones. You're going to take only the opportunities that give you the finances necessary to support that. Mm-hmm. And you start looking for better solutions.
And you might have to take some risks and do some things.
And you might have to do some things, and it might be scary, and you might have some panic attacks. But hey, welcome to manhood. You know what I'm saying?
And just for women, I want to encourage women that if your man comes to you and says, hey, I need help with the finances, I need you to go get a job.
Yeah.
You can kind of rob your husband of the satisfaction and the pride of providing for his family by jumping in and saving him. Just like when our kids are adults, we can't jump in and save them from every mistake they make.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have to because that gives them a lot of confidence to know they can do it again. If you just jump in and save your husband from the financial strain, you're robbing him of some of that confidence and pride of doing it.
That's right.
He will figure it out.
He will. I mean, men have a great ability to figure stuff out. We were born for that. God gave us that ability. Mm-hmm. We are solution-oriented people.
But
and
as
we can
women,
find solutions.
You can almost sorry to use kind of graphic language, but you can kind of castrate your husband.
Yeah, don't do that.
If he feels like, oh man, I couldn't do it. My wife had to jump in and save me. That's not good for him as a man. And it might feel like it is, and he might really think he wants you to do it.
Yeah.
But don't do it.
But don't do it. Well, and here's another thing. As I was doing my research, more and more what the studies are showing is that people are valuing material things over having kids and marriage. So material possessions have become a huge thing. And I think, if I look at why, I think it's the rise of social media. Mm-hmm. I think people are playing the comparison game over and over and over. And they're like, well, she got this, she has that. We have to get that stuff too. And so now you're valuing a material possession, which research shows, as you look at the research, destroys your happiness. It makes you, it not even doesn't make you happy, it destroys your happiness because you're always looking for the next fix. And so people are now placing all this material possession stuff. And guess what that's doing? It's driving up more demand to have both people work because now they're trying to support lifestyles that they can't afford and showing the Joneses that they're out on this great vacation right now because social media is going to love it.
And the Joneses don't care.
And nobody cares. So like you're creating this vicious cycle, man. And look, if the man is providing, it'll be tough. There's no doubt about it. There's going to be times where you're struggling, you're paycheck to paycheck, bills are stacking up. But that's when you say, I got to make some sacrifices. Maybe we don't need to get the big house right now.
Maybe we only have one car.
Maybe we only have one car. Maybe we have to get an apartment to start out with. There's things that you can do to mitigate this stuff. But look, and a lot of people think, well, yeah, I'm going to be miserable though. No, the research actually shows opposite. You're going to have so much joy and satisfaction because the wife is going to be doing her thing and that she should be doing, and the man is going to be doing his thing.
Yeah. And this is a side note, but I mean, and you and I would agree, we're capitalists through and through, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
But a lot of people will point to capitalism as the problem with materialism.
Yeah.
But it's not an economic structure problem. It's a problem of the human heart. And you can live in a capitalist society and not overdo it on the materialism. But it's a problem with you. And
don't get me wrong. Capitalism does favor materialism. Like that is one of the flaws in the system.
You have a personal responsibility for how you're going to engage in that.
That's one of your personal responsibilities.
And so it's one of those things that like, you never know if someone's good if they never have an opportunity to be bad.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? If you just eliminate all opportunity for bad choices, you don't know if you're good or not.
That's right.
You need to have the opportunity to be an absolute asinine materialist.
That's right.
And know that like, hey, I chose not to, and I chose to prioritize what's important.
That's right.
That's the only way you know if you're not overly materialistic or not. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Not just because the choice wasn't there.
Yeah. A courageous man is not courageous if he had never an opportunity to be courageous.
Exactly. In the absence of fear, courage is not a thing.
There's no such thing. Yeah. So it's a great point.
And I don't know if you want me to go here, and maybe we're going to have Ishmael edit this out because we're not a political podcast, and I don't have any intention of going into politics.
We want marriages to thrive. That's why we exist.
But I think that because you were talking about the biology of women and how we're designed to be protected, to nurture, to gather, to bring things to us. We're just going to look at what happened in New York last week, right? With the Mamdani election.
Okay.
Now, Mamdani is...
Jeez.
I'm just going to go there, and Ishmael can edit out if you want him to. But Mamdani is a self-proclaimed communist, right? Like that. Yeah. That's as left as you get.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now, he won the election in New York with women by 73%. 73% of women voted for that.
That's wild.
That's wild. Only 34% of men voted for that. Now, what that tells me is that women, when they are not living in their role as a wife and a mom, they're still going to look for something to protect and provide for them.
Ooh, geez. And I wish we could drop the hammer on that one. That's good.
But it's true because now you have this whole generation of women that are very, very, very far to the left because they're seeing the government as Big Daddy that's going to provide them and protect them. And they're also looking at...
It's almost like the dad, like the man now.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
They're not having husbands anymore, but they innately know they need to be protected and provided for, so they're expecting the government to do it.
Interesting.
But then at the same time, women have this desire to nurture and protect and to bring things to us. So because they're not having children to provide and protect and gather to them, they're looking for these marginalized groups that are supposedly oppressed, and they're going and fighting for those groups instead of like for their own family and their own children. So that's why women have gone so far to the left. This is not opinion. This is just, if you look at the stats, young women are very, very far to the left.
Wow, that's weird.
And this is why. Because in our biology, we want to gather, we want to protect, and we want to be provided for.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that is what comes first, the chicken or the egg? And what I mean by that is, are the women doing this because the men are just weak and they feel like they can't rely on men anymore? Like men are just not men? Or are they doing this because culture has just totally infiltrated their mind? Like, what are your thoughts?
It's both and.
Yeah, both and. Yeah.
It's both and. And it's really sad. But like our generation, we don't even know a time where white heterosexual men weren't the problem with everything, right? Supposedly, according to culture.
Yeah.
And so men have been told for 30, 40 years now that you are the problem. Your masculinity is the issue. And so we've been training men for decades now to scale back, to soften up, so now we're shocked when we don't have men that want to lead. It's like, well, what were you trying to do? Like, and truthfully, that is what Satan was trying to do, right? When he was pulling all these strings, that was the goal.
Yeah.
But now we're shocked that we got it. And then at the same time, we told women that, hey, you got to go be the CEO and you've got to go hard charge and you've got to go be assertive and aggressive. And we're shocked when we have women that are like, why do I have to lead everything? It's like, well, because you said you wanted to, and then you told the men that they couldn't.
Yeah. And
it's
now
both
look at the stats. Now you're more anxious. You have more depression. You have more. Yeah. Wow.
It's a full picture. It's a full picture. It is not just one facet. It's all of it.
Well, that is so fascinating. Your whole thing right now, that the government now becomes the man to these women because they want to be cared for. They want to be taken care of.
And they don't, I think, acknowledge it. They wouldn't necessarily articulate it, but it's innate. Like they innately know they need it.
I got goosebumps with that one. Mm-hmm. I didn't even think about that. That's wild. Huh.
But at the same time, you can have that in your family with your husband if you lean into that. If you weren't fighting against it, you'd have it at home.
You would have it. Yeah, and you wouldn't seek it elsewhere.
And it's so much more beautiful and fulfilling that way.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
That was a mouthful.
Wow. Yeah. Well, so
we've noticed this. We were talking about this right before we turned this podcast on. Richard and I have very different communication styles, and I tend to be a little bit more direct and just go for it. Richard's a little bit more
politically correct.
Let's not offend anybody. And I'm a little bit like, you know what? If the truth offends you, I'm okay with that.
That's right. Yeah. Well, that's very fascinating.
I wouldn't say politically correct. I would say you're more diplomatic than I am.
Maybe diplomatic. Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Just different ways.
Different ways. Yeah. So, I mean, very wild stuff, very wild stats. So what's the solution? I mean,
I think the solution really, and we talk about this all the time, is that men and women, though equal, have very different roles. And if you lean into the roles that you've been designed for,
double down on it.
Just double down on it, lean into it. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. I have had countless people, all you do is stay home. What do you do all day? Don't you get bored? Like, and you just have to let that roll off of you like a raindrop on an umbrella.
And I can't tell you.
Who cares?
And it's a good point. And I can't tell you how many times we've run into couples at wherever we're at, birthday, park, celebration, and they go, you homeschool the kids? And their next sentence is, oh my gosh, I could never do that.
Yeah.
I can't believe you can do that. How do you home with the kids all day?
Or you get but you're not going to homeschool them through high school, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're like, have a look of concern on their face.
And, but like, you just have to be strong enough in your convictions and in where you're at to say, yeah, I am. And
but on the other hand, I also wonder this, how many of the mothers that when you say that, they also think, man, they have a sense that maybe I should be looking into that too. And they don't they fight it because obviously their life is not doing that because, whatever it is. I mean, we're not here to condemn anybody. You're doing something different, which is totally fine. But I wonder how many times they think after that conversation, or maybe in the moment, hey, you know what? Some part of that speaks to them.
Well, it's like we talked about at the beginning. You're only really going to be bothered and offended by stuff that strikes a chord for some reason.
Yeah.
If you really do just find it completely ridiculous, you actually don't think about it again.
Yeah.
If it keeps popping up in your mind as something that really bugged you, you got to figure out why.
Yeah. And I also look at the reverse. Look, men are builders. We are born to go hunt.
Yes.
That is just the reality of it. And so I look at it from the opposite perspective. I'm like, dude, how could you make me miserable right now? You take away my ability to go hunt. Mm-hmm. And now I'm a nurturer. I'm the caregiver. I'm the guy as the helper that comes alongside. Don't get me wrong. That's cool. But that's not why I was born.
And listen and hear this. Richard is the best dad ever. And he has so much fun with the kids. And my kids love him. Yeah. But they know if I get hurt, I want mom.
Yeah.
But they also know if I'm scared at night and I have a bad dream, I want dad. We have different roles and different strengths.
Yeah.
Both of us love our kids equally, and our kids love both of us equally.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
It's not that you don't nurture our children. It's just that it looks so different coming from dad.
Yeah, it does. And, again, I just want to plead with all the moms, mothers, wives out there. Like, dude, if you're in this battle right now, you're not alone. Mm-hmm. There's so many that are fighting these forces, right? These narratives in their mind. It's literally the war between good and evil. I mean, that's how I look at it. It's the good and evil war. And you might be going through it right now, but I just want this to be a massive encouragement that if you find yourself doing the nurturing thing, taking care of the kids, doing your God-ordained mission in life, and you feel like, man, I have this pressure though to go this way, like just know that you're in the right, like you're doing the right stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be easy. It doesn't mean life's going to be all grand and rosy, but it does mean this. I promise you, you're going to have more fulfillment. You're going to have more happiness. You're going to have more joy. You're going to have more peace than going the other way. And even if it sounds easier in the moment because you're like, well, man, an extra $60,000 a year sounds really good right now, you know?
Yeah.
And or whatever it might be.
Managing a home, taking care of children, like that is a huge job.
It's so needed, man.
But it's huge and it takes a lot of time. You don't need to go adding another 40 hours a week onto your plate. That is a full-time thing.
It's the CEO of the house. You are the business owner. That's how I look at it. You are running a legitimate business and the most important business there is.
Yeah. But like if you're trying to add on 40 hours a week, 60 hours a week, whatever, and like that's too much for any one person to carry. You don't need to do all of it. But the one role that you were designed to do that nobody else can replace you for as well as you can is running your home and raising your children.
Nobody can do it. Like nobody can do it like
and
the
you
woman.
Might look at other people on social media and be like, oh my gosh, she's such a good mom. I'm not as good a mom as she is. Okay, lean into that and see where you can do better. But also know that God is sovereign and God knows what he's doing. And he gave his children to you. He didn't give them to that mom. You are the best person to raise those children. Now you need to lean into becoming the best you that you can be in order to do that the best that you can.
Yes.
But you are the person designed to raise those children.
Yes. And I do think that's how wives and women will really thrive is when they lean into it.
You got to lean into it.
You got to lean into it because one thing is being lukewarm with it. It's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but that's not going to bring you that much happiness and joy. Like you got to really believe it in your heart that this is the right thing. And then you just go all in.
Yeah.
And now I could almost imagine women are like, oh my gosh, that's so freeing. I'm going all in on this. Like, this is what I was born to do, you know? And it's a great point.
Yeah. And I just think that women will get so much more satisfaction and so much more peace out of life if they do that.
Yeah. And then how do you think it's going to affect the marriage? I think it's going to affect the marriage in a hugely positive way.
Hugely positive
now,
way.
The dude has to kind of buy in too. I mean, that's kind of the tough part.
Yeah.
You know, the dude has to buy in.
They have to be bought in. And that's the thing. Like, okay, if you want women to completely lean into raising their children and running their home, you as a man have to completely lead into stating a vision for your family, getting them on board with your family, taking them along in the vision with your family, providing for your family.
Yeah.
You've got to fully lean into that job too, because that's a huge job too.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes both parts to make the whole.
Yes, it does. Yeah, you can't have one without the other.
You can't have
so
one
that's
without
the
the
hard
other.
part with this piece. It's like we're speaking to women, but man, the dudes really do have to buy into this and have them listen to this episode. But it's only going to strengthen your relationship. It's only going to make your marriage better.
Yes.
And now you're going to have two defined roles where both of you are meant for. Like you're both meant for those roles. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, dude, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Well, when I was in high school, I had a friend who it was her and she had two sisters. The family just had 3 girls. And the mom always used to tell them, you don't need a man. You don't rely on a man. And like they were married. She was married. They had a dad. But this is what the mom always told me. And even in my like 16, 17-year-old heart, I just knew like, okay, this isn't sitting well with me. I don't like this message. And if you're a woman in a marriage and you're living that way, I don't need a man. Whatever. There may come a time in your life where you don't have that man to lean on anymore, but he is in your life right now. And you do have the gift of a husband right now. So lean on him for that guidance and protection and leadership and provision while he's here, because he may not always be. Like, don't take that for granted. There may come a time where you do have to get after it. But if it's not right now, lean into that.
Yeah. And on the dude side, don't take the wife for granted. If she wants to be with the kids and she wants to nurture the family and she wants to take care of you and support your dreams, and dude, dear Lord, you found a winner. You found like the one. Don't take that for don't take that for granted.
Yeah.
That's a winner right there.
And
but
women,
you don't kill that spirit, because a man can kill that spirit in a woman.
Yeah, they can. But
And
also
it's like,
like
don't do
women,
it.
you have to know that like culturally that is not the norm anymore. So like you can really give your husband a gift by being that kind of woman because they're actually really
It's
hard
a
to
huge
find
gift. But I just hope the man recognizes the
Yeah.
gift. That's the thing. You know, it's a beautiful gift. I mean, oh my gosh, she wants to like raise the family. She wants to raise our kids and love me and support me and like, dude, you know, but I don't know if guys are really thinking about it like that.
Yeah.
They're like, well, she needs to get to work. She needs to go make some money. She needs to
Yeah.
like get out there, you know? I'm like, oh shoot, you know?
Yeah,
geez.
you're robbing yourself of
You're
the
robbing
gift.
of the gift and you're taking it for granted, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dang, okay.
Yeah.
But
Any other points you wanted to make before we sum this one up?
summer on it. You know what? How would you summer it?
Are we ready to sum it up?
I think so. Anything else that you want to add to this segment?
I don't think so. I think we hit all the points.
What are your thoughts?
So yeah, just to sum it up, I guess whether you acknowledge God as creator of all or not, you are not going to escape the biology of how you're made. And as a woman, you are made and designed to nurture and to gather and to protect and to care for. And as a man, you are designed in your biology to hunt and kill and protect. You're not going to get away from those things. And the more you try to fight them, the more miserable and depressed you will feel.
That's right.
That's a pretty.
And again, book recommendations, right? Every Man's Battle. Is it Every Man's Battle?
Every Man's Battle is more so a
No, not every
sexual.
What's the
sin
one by
Wild at Heart?
Oh, Wild at Heart.
Wild at Heart.
Yeah,
for
you
men.
guys out there, Wild at Heart. It tells you the three things. Every man needs a battle to fight, an adventure to go on, and a beauty to rescue.
Yeah.
And then the opposite one is your book.
Yes, Captivating by
For women.
Stacey Eldridge.
Does this give three things that women are designed for?
does.
Do you remember what it is? What is here?
Look it up.
I'm going to look it up.
But that was probably one of the most formative books I've ever read in my life for how I viewed femininity and my role in society and in the family. And I read it as like a 15-year-old girl. So you don't need to be married with children already to be impacted by that book.
Okay. 3 core desires in Captivating: to be romanced, a deep desire to be pursued and wanted, to play an irreplaceable role in a great adventure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I think that where it says be romance, I think in the book it more so refers to be seen as beautiful.
And to be seen
We
as
need to
beautiful.
know that somebody thinks we're lovely.
And then to play an irreplaceable role in a great adventure. I mean, that is marriage in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
If the man is doing his leadership role well.
That's a great duo right there.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then, okay, the third one is to unveil beauty.
Yes.
Not only outward beauty, but an inner beauty that offers life, warmth, and presence to others and reflects God's own beauty.
Okay, and I think I probably read it in this book. I can't really remember where I read this story, but I just think it's the most amazing thing. World War II, there was a soldier in the field hospital, severely injured. And there was a female nurse taking care of him. And he asked the nurse, like, hey, can I just watch you put on lipstick? Like, he just wanted to see beauty.
Wow.
And that was what was going to be healing to his heart. Even though he was severely injured, he just wanted to watch her put on some lipstick. And I just think,
wow, that gives me chills.
As women, I think we can underestimate the value of not only presenting ourselves beautifully, but in creating a beautiful environment for our home. Beauty, God, when he designed the world, he could have just made the sun go up and the sun go down, but he didn't. He made sunsets and sunrises that are amazing. And he could have made just flat earth, but he didn't. He made mountains and he made beaches, and God is a God of beauty. And beauty is such a gift that we can give to the world as women, that it's part of God's nature in us that we have a desire to design beauty and to present beauty.
Yeah.
And I think.
And the one thing I'll add on that is the women out there, man, they have this crazy ability to make their husband better. Mm-hmm. And guys will not admit this. They will not admit, I admit it because I know it's true. I mean, I've saw it my whole life. And it was just, after we got married, I mean, dude, I saw it. Guy will not admit to you, your husband's probably not going to admit that I need my wife to be better and to do the things that I was designed to do on this planet. But whether they admit it or not, they need you. Mm-hmm. They need somebody to come alongside them and help them. And the wife is the best helper on earth. And the more that you buy into that and you affirm your husband, you let him lead, and you show appreciation and gratitude for who he is and what he's becoming, and call out some of the nonsense sometimes and redirect his path sometimes and give him some good feedback and realign him like what all guys need. Oh my gosh, dude, you want to see a thriving dude? Every thriving guy has that woman in his life, and you can be that woman for him. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it last week, but we had a reel go viral a couple weeks ago, but it was all about how women are the reflection of the man. How was it phrased? Oh, if you don't like the countenance of your wife, look in the mirror. That was kind of the thing. But it goes the other way too, in that
it does.
Men, if you see a man who's thriving in his masculinity, you have a woman on the other side who's supporting him and encouraging him and appreciating him and helping to refine him. And if you have a man who's got no backbone and he's a little bit of a pansy, like you got a woman who's taking charge.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, before marriage, I would have thought that was bogus.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have believed it. I'm like, oh, that's a cute statement.
Yeah.
But I've seen, like in our life, in Hailey, you could ask anybody in my family. You could ask Hailey. You could ask all my friends. They know as soon as you came in my life, I got better. Mm-hmm. And that's not from accidents. That's because you purposely wanted to make me better. Mm-hmm. And, I just think that God designed us specifically to just fit so well together. And a lot of couples out there, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to buy into it. You got to buy into it. So I think that's a good place to leave it.
That was a good one. So next week, we're going to talk about hospitality with all these seasons coming up. It's going to be a really fun one.
Oh, yeah. Get the game plan. Link in the bio. So how the game plan works, guys, you put in your email, and then every Sunday we're going to send you a 2 to 5 minute game plan that will help your marriage every week. It's going to be super simple, but it's very actionable, and you can just put your email in. You'll join the email list, and we'll send that to you every Sunday, and hopefully it makes your marriage better.
Yeah, very cool. And as always, like, subscribe, follow Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah.
Married with Mugicas on all of them.
The whole stuff.
Leave a review, leave a comment.
Yes, reviews, comments.
DM us on Instagram.
Send some questions in. Give us all your negative feedback and positive feedback.
I'll send the negative to Rich.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Love you.
All right. Love you. Bye.